Hi, my name is Akash Saraf, and thank you very much for taking the time to look at this video. I'm the CEO of Zenith Infotech, and we built a revolutionary product called Tigercloud, which I would like to talk to you about. With the advent of the cloud, has created some real success stories with companies like Amazon, Rackspace, and Softlayer offering infrastructure as a service and building huge businesses around that. We feel companies like yours are in a prime position to become infrastructure as a service providers to your customers. And our goal at Zenith and with Tigercloud is to provide you the tools and the equipment you need to do that. I would love to meet you in person, but since that's not possible, I would highly appreciate you taking a look at the video.
Hello, I'm Steven Siso, Senior Director with Zenith Infotech, and with me today is Akash Saraf, our CEO here. I would brought Akash in to really talk a little bit about Tigercloud. We've released it about a year ago now, have approximately 600 different implementations all around the globe of Tigercloud solutions, and coming out with a new release here. So I wanted to bring Akash in, talk a little bit about that release and what's so special about the release.
Thanks, Steve. So we released Tigercloud a year back, as Steve mentioned. We have over 600 customers running it. Some pretty large size implementation where people are running hundreds of virtual machines on Tigercloud. And there are a whole new bunch of improvements to this particular release, but there are probably two of them which are the real high order bit in this release. One is the support for multi-tenancy. And what I mean by that is we've built the capability now natively in Tigercloud where you could run multiple customers on the same hardware unit or in the same environment. What this allows in short our partners to do is build their own public clouds that can compete with likes of Amazon or Rackspace or Microsoft, but using their own infrastructure and in a data center of their choice. And the second major release is, second major feature is the fact that other than Hyper-V, we also now support VMware, any version of VMware other than the free version. Partners are free to choose a VMware version of their choice and use VMware with the same familiar CMC interface that they have at Tigercloud.
Sound like really great features, Akash. So what are the different impacts that this would have? How would I implement this into my organization? What benefits would it have as a partner with Zenith?
Sure. I think the biggest impact would be the fact that partners can essentially now do their own hosting or build their own mini public cloud, so to speak. This is a feature that our partners have been asking for some time now. The first release of Tigercloud was pretty much an on-premise implementation product, something that you deployed at a customer site. And the feedback that we got from our partners was that it was fine for a customer who wanted to run 25, 30 virtual machines or more, but it became hard to justify doing this for smaller customers. So what the multi-tenancy features allows partners to do is securely run multiple customers on the same Tigercloud box and host this in a data center, either with Zenith or a data center that they own or a data center that they choose to co-locate with. And that's pretty huge because I don't think there's any offering in the market allowing partners to have their own public cloud with the sophistication of an Amazon or Rackspace at the costs that we can do it for our partners. So that's one huge business impact. And I think basically with Tigercloud, this release of Tigercloud, we can kind of truly have a product which straddles all implementations that you would expect from a cloud, a public cloud, a private cloud, and a hybrid where essentially you have your workloads distributed between a customer site and a data center.
So what would a typical implementation be? Let's say we have a partner out there who has about 130 desktops set up at a school. Mm-hmm. What are the different types of setups? You just described the public, the private, and the hybrid or DR solution. What exact setup would they have there?
Sure. See, let's take a scenario. You gave a good example of a partner of ours who's got 130 desktop VDI implementation. So that was a good part of the first version of Tigercloud. It made for an excellent on-premise product. What this does is, I'll probably focus more on the off-premise situations here. Let's take, you have customers who want to host their servers with you, all right? And you've got 4 or 5 of them or 10 of them. You could essentially have one Tigercloud unit and hosts virtual machines with its 10 different customers, okay, of a single unit. What this gives you is tremendous economies of scale, where you can do this much, much more cost effectively than going and say reselling a service on Rackspace or reselling a service on Amazon. So that's one very strong value proposition. Another typical deployment would be customers where they would use Tigercloud for DR or backup, where they would place an on-premise Tigercloud unit and an off-premise Tigercloud unit. And it gives the partners the flexibility to be able to offer customers not only an on-premise immediate failover, but also being able to kind of virtualize a failed site on their remote Tigercloud, literally within minutes, something that pretty much nobody in the industry has been able to do at the cost points where it's affordable for SMB or mid-sized customers. Sure, these solutions do exist for the enterprise or willing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars doing it, but I think we're the first implementation where you have a complete site-level failover, which can be done in less than an hour, okay, for the cost points where it's affordable to most SMBs and mid-sized businesses.
Wow, so it sounds like our partners don't even need our BDRs anymore. What are our plans with the BDRs?
Okay, I get asked the question a lot by our partners that are you discontinuing the BDR? Absolutely not. We're still continuing to do work on the BDR. We will continue improving the product. We will continue to support the product. However, I would highly recommend to partners to look at a model which goes beyond the BDR. And look, Zenith pretty much created, pretty much with the first player to have a BDR-like offering for the MSP channel or for the service provider channel back in 2006, 2007. Of course, we have quite a few competitors who copied essentially the idea we got to the market. It's been 6 years since that time, okay, and times have changed. And as times change, technology changes along with it. And I think the next big opportunity for our partners is not selling a commodity BDR, which any IT service provider can sell, but essentially becoming a cloud service provider or an infrastructure as a service company where they're able to do full-blown clouds, DR, a combination, their own public clouds. I think that's the next big opportunity. So we would highly recommend to our partners that rather than looking purely at BDRs, look at the fact that this idea of having a Tigercloud at a data center, either with Zenith or the partners hosting it wherever they want, the option of an on-premise Tigercloud being used either for running production VMs or an on-premise Tigercloud being used only for disaster recovery purpose, replicating to a data center. It just creates a much bigger dollar opportunity. I would estimate the dollar opportunity with something like this for our partners is at least 8 to 10 times than what we have with the BDR. And as I said, the BDR is a commodity. That's how the technology world works. Every technology comes in, there's profit in it, and over a period of time, it becomes a commodity. And I believe the BDR is a commodity today. And I think with a system like Tigercloud, where we see the very big next opportunity for our partners is they being an infrastructure, the service provider themselves. And that's, I think our good partners, will definitely see the opportunity that, look, this is something which could hopefully increase their profitability by a factor of 2 or 4 times if done correctly.
So I think a lot of our partners definitely see that opportunity as well, Akash. So what would we do here at Zenith to help them transition more into an infrastructure as a service provider?
Okay. See, from a Zenith standpoint, our job is, of course, to deliver a product which allows our partners to do that. I think that's something we managed to do with this release, where today if a partner has to provide or create their own infrastructure as a service offering, they have 2 routes to go. The easy route is to go and resell somebody else's offering, be it Amazon, Rackspace, Microsoft. But then, to put it very bluntly, you're essentially becoming a commission agent earning 7.5%, 10%. I think our real partners, our partners who have the technical execution capability and the business vision, would want to build their own. But the feedback I've traditionally got is that building their own is a very expensive process. You're typically looking at products like the vCloud suite from VMware, plus a SAN, plus a backup system, plus building a data center, plus expensive networking, very quickly looking at a cost of at least $250,000 before you even get started. Now, I don't think that's a risk most of our partners would like to take, and I would not even recommend taking that kind of a risk. I think what we've done well with Tigercloud is taken all those different pieces and components, built that into one product, which makes it, of course, the product itself is much lower price than anything out in the marketplace. But more than that, it reduces all the complexity of having this set up. So I think our biggest role would be helping our partners, providing the partners the product. And I think one thing also we're doing with Tigercloud, which I think we should have done long back, but at least we're doing it now, is offering our partners the product on a deferred payment plan, where they can get it from us on a monthly cost, and which would help them to charge their customers for Tigercloud on a monthly cost, or for their infrastructure as a service as a monthly cost. I think those are probably the 2 biggest things we can do. And of course, we are more than happy to help our partners with any kind of technical help or discussions they'd like to have on this subject. But I think again, the higher order bit is being able to provide a comprehensive product and being able to provide it at a monthly cost, which would allow our partners to experiment and actually get into this business, rather than having to commit a huge amount of dollars only to realize that, look, that investment was a mistake.
Sure. We're also over the next quarter coming to a lot of different cities all across the U.S. to present this entire solution and talk with our partners more about how they can move into this type of infrastructure. So you can go to zenithinfotech.com, and right there on the homepage is our list of shows, what cities we're visiting, and come in and talk to us about the infrastructure as a service provider. Other than that, I'd like to thank Akash for coming in to talk to all of our partners today, and thank everyone for watching our video.
Thank you.